Acrobatic Writings in Journalistic Juggling. Quiche 3, 23 of August, 2021. Normally our focus be with the needs of the artistic, worker, peasant, farmer, and Latin American communities. However, due to a very insightful and introspective question, we've been rather inspired to tell what be the three most meaningful lessons or observations we've learned over the last 36 years we've been on this mission. It's equivalent to, say, one lesson for each Chinese cycle of 12 years. With that, we got to thinking. We've already published a list of 10 key points in the card Better Off, but the most obvious for the first, as negative as it might be, has to do with the human aptitude for, first, to think, and second, to think well, and then next, to combine or connect the thought with the deed. It's that most of the people walk like automatons or robotic androids, doing their routines blindly without being aware of what they be doing. Therefore, due to the predisposition towards evil, good thoughts be practically excluded or only thought for convenience. And very naturally, way few times there be occasions to ever actualize them. Taking me back to the last observation noted, that being the difference between those that talk the talk and who walk the walk. There'd be a long ways. If these weren't facts, otherwise, how can it be explained that no one else has conceived the Hefsi Babila or has been able to diagnose this COVID as the desolation abomination? For that much. After all, it's in all the Bibles, and this be the book with the largest publication, the most distribution, and let's not forget eminence, even more than Harry Potter, in the whole world. To better illustrate these observations, let me repeat the differences between Zionists and Zioneers using the analogy of a donkey and a carrot hanging in front. The rapture be a carrot sweet enough to keep our interest looking for higher vibratory fields, Zioneer, like a pioneer be looking for new lands. But there be stubborn and brutal donkeys who ain't be motivated by that trick. For them, you have to lower the carrot and use the stick to give a little incentive to their ass. Is such a foolish beast. This be exactly the dynamics of a 666 economy complete with microchip, typical of the Zionists, who evidently assume that Zion is a socioeconomic or geopolitical state. We Zioneers understand that it's a state of consciousness, but the same Zion, and the donkey goes forward, ever backwards, forwards ever and backwards never. The second observation be, well, obviously, no one else be interested or at least suitably capacitated for this job. Because for how many times we've been torn from the jaws of death itself, it's obvious enough that the boss couldn't find nobody else to continue or replace the effort that we be actualizing. And wait punctually, the third observation just came out in our card this time. You find it in red letters, just like this first one. But for the convenience of those who didn't see that post, here it be again. But it's in green. Not to be way realistics, only that when we consider that we be 1.5 years already into this ordeal of the desolation abomination, which of course has 2 more years to complete, and that due to the hoodwinkery of all the false religions, that everybody be psychobiotics, we shouldn't get our sights or hopes too high, be only logical. If we can reorient the folks towards a healthier behavior, it's only logical that the holy angels be watching and observing everyone, and they'll know best who will be the most desirable for the rapture. And when we return, all the recycling programs will be a reality, and all the survivors will be using it and be way happy. Revelation 7:9-14. More than that, what for? So as always, copy and share these cards. All cards mentioned can be found by doing click on the QR.